Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our council meeting. It's March 4th, 2025, dark day in Canada because of tariffs and the like, but the business of the city must continue at this moment. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit more later on. Council, you see an amended agenda, I believe was updated late this afternoon with a couple of change orders. So I'd like to call upon a council member too for a motion, and moved by Councillor Rice, thank you, and second by Councillor Randall that we adopt the agenda. All in favor? Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. In recognition of the City of Mount Pearl's commitment to foster respectful and collaborative relationships with Indigenous peoples in the City of Mount Pearl and beyond, we hereby acknowledge that the lands on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. Mount Pearl and the broader metro region continue to be home to diverse populations of Indigenous peoples, including First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. February 18th minutes are before you next, council. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none. I see Councillor Fry has moved to adopt the previous minutes, the second by Councillor Lane. All in favor? Aye. And those opposed? And that's carried. Any business arising from the minutes? Please quote the item number. Moving along real quickly, not jinxing it in any way. Slowly. All right, council, I think the next stage is you also see there just for February 25th, there was also a quick meeting. And again, I'd ask for adoption of the minutes there if possible. And that's moved by Councillor Locke, second by Councillor Fry. All in favor? And opposed? And that's carried as well. I'm not going to ask for any further business unless I see a hand up. So now we're going to do a proclamation. And we're joined in the chamber by representatives from the community. I see that the Rhea Stark is here along with mom and grandmother. That would be the Melendez. Good to see you all. And we're also joined by Brianna Pelly. She's a program coordinator with Easter Seals. And she's asked me just to read the proclamation. And the council, there'll be an opportunity if you'd like to speak to it. But I think they're comfortable where they're seated, if that's fair, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas approximately 100,000 people of all ages in our province live with disabilities, such physical, sensory, cognitive, and other disabilities that present barriers to full participation in society. And whereas Easter Seals Newfoundland and Labrador is a charitable organization with a vision for a community where all people with disabilities live full, healthy, and active lives. A mission to engage, inspire, and maximize opportunities for people with disabilities of all ages by providing meaningful programs and services. Whereas Easter Seals, Newfoundland and Labrador's recreation programs help those with disabilities explore what they can do through independent camps, art and music therapy, and adaptive sports, promoting full, active, and healthy, socially engaged lifestyles. And whereas Easter Seals Newfoundland and Labrador, or NL, offers employment and educational services to assist those with barriers to employment in successfully transitioning from home and school into adulthood and independence with a focus on preparing for and obtaining and maintaining gainful employment. Whereas Easter Seals NL I Can Too Disability Awareness Program activities foster disability awareness and sensitivity and provide tools for accessibility and inclusion. Therefore, with the support of the City of Mount Pearl, I, the Mayor, on behalf of my colleagues on Council, we sign this proclamation and declare the month of March 2025 to be observed throughout Mount Pearl and beyond as Easter Seals Month. And even though that pen doesn't work, I will get another one. And another one. And council, that is signed, and Rhea Starks, I believe, is the Easter Seals spokesperson, Rhea, for the next year. And we want to congratulate you on that honor. Looking forward to seeing you on NTV, maybe with Tony Marie and folks like that. So, council, we're glad to welcome in Easter Seals Month. What color is Easter Seals typically? Well, we're going to be able to, I think, Director Bat, we're going to be able to light up City Hall in red whenever you think it's fitting to do so. And I invite my colleagues if they'd like to join in and welcome you. Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Your Mayor, Your Worship. I just want to actually speak. I can see Rhea from around the corner there. I personally know the family, Rhea and her grandparents, and I just wanted to say how happy I am that Rhea is chosen for this year's spokesperson, and we're certainly looking forward to supporting her on her journey along. And I think Easter Seals is a great organization. When I worked in healthcare, they were one of the main branches was at the Miller Centre, and we did a lot of work down there at the Miller Centre for Easter Seals. So great organization, and they do phenomenal work. And like you said, they're making help people live full lives and contribute into the communities. And I just want to put my full support behind it. Thank you.
Councillor Lane, and then Councillor Antle? I wasn't sure. Councillor Lane. Sorry.
Thank you folks so much for being here today. This is certainly a very special proclamation. I, in my other career, also am a teacher, and I work with students who have special needs, and it's the best job in the world. So it always lightens my heart when I see Easter Seals here. So thank you guys for being here, and congratulations to you, Rhea. And your beautiful smile, I'm sure, will certainly light up everybody as a new spokesperson.
Well, will you join us then in a picture? And we'll be happy to continue this whole month, Rhea, to be Easter Seals Month together. Council, we've got a memo here, I believe, from the city clerk. I don't think we need the clerk to speak. I think she's articulated that very well. Thank you, Ms. Walsh. And pursuant to Section 20E of 1, the City of Mount Pearl Act, which allows for a member of council to be absent from meetings according to a leave. The deputy mayor, you saw her announcement yesterday. She's seeking the nomination for the district of Cape Spear for the Liberal Party. So the motion is, be it resolved that the City of Mount Pearl Council approves the leave of absence for Deputy Mayor Kiley beginning March 3rd. I need a motion maker, please. Moved by Councillor Rice, second by Councillor Antle. All in favor? Those opposed? Thank you. That is carried, and we wish the Deputy Mayor the best of luck. And the next time we see her, Will be soon enough, I'm sure, in the community, because she's always been very active. Committee reports are next, Corporate Services and Public Works. I'm going to turn to Councillor Lane, I think.
Thank you very much. The first item on our agenda this evening is the invoices for approval. The committee recommends the following invoices totaling $317,002.04 be approved for payment. And council, you can see that there in your kits. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Lane, and thank you. Second by Councillor Rice. Any questions, folks? I'll call the motion. All in favor? Those opposed? That's carried. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is the payment register. For the information of council, the following payment register for February 13th to the 26th, 2025 totaled $2,119,337.09. And that was for information purposes only. I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Councillor Rice, now.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Get down to my agenda items here now. Yeah, there's no number 4, just number 3. If I'm not right, I got a 4, no 3. Yeah. Thank you, Worship. So our next item on our agenda is our Public Works Status Report. So the following status report is provided for information purposes only. So under our roads division, we have our winter shift schedule is ongoing. Work continues with the outdoor rinks. I mean, the weather is, we had rain last week, so they were shut down for a while, and it's freezing out there again today, so we're back and forth on those. Snow removal and cleanup continues as required, and we have spoke to Director Dalamont there. We've got all of our snow clearing pushback and our cul-de-sacs all completed. They do an awesome job in the city as usual. Under our Parks Division, the trail maintenance is ongoing and grooming is ongoing as well. Under our Fleet Division, our service and our maintenance continues on our equipment. Our winter equipment maintenance is ongoing. It's an ongoing issue all the time, I'm sure, with the equipment, but it's being used, so sure we're having breakdowns and parts breaking off, so I'm sure that's an ongoing concern with our maintenance crew. And under the UTM division, for our general calls continue, and under a snow removal around fire hydrants and low point, the catch basins is done as required. And our water and sewer repairs are ongoing. And the water levels at Babel's Big Pond as of February the 24th, 2025 is attached there in that in the schedule and under our graph. And that's it for our report, Your Worship. Thank you.
Well delivered, both of you. Thank you so much. Planning, Engineering, Development Committee report. Councillor Rice in the Deputy Mayor's absence. You'll be a seconder if needed. Over to you, Councillor Antle.
Thank you, Your Worship. We have a few here in our kit today, and the first one is 124 Glencoe Drive. And I'm pleased to say our business owners are here in chambers to hear our decision. And it's always great to see new business operating in the city. The committee was advised the city in receipt of a discretionary use application proposed to operate a kennel at 124 Glencoe Drive. The applicant, Live Better Dog Training, proposed to operate a dog training facility for this property. The hours of operation are based on client scheduling, but will consist of one-on-one dog training sessions, as well as classes during the weekday, during daytime and evening hours. There is currently no overnight boarding plan for this business. You can see all the regulations were posted. I won't read them all out, but there was no submissions from the public. The Planning, Engineering and Development Committee recommends that the application submitted by Live Better Dog Training for kennel use at 124 Glencoe Drive be approved, given its industrial land use designation as outlined in the City of Mount Pearl's Municipal Plan 2010, as well as the relevant land use zoning regulations 1119 and Regulation 721 for kennel use. And I so move.
Second.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Antle and seconded by Councillor Rice. Any comments, questions? This is a new business you probably wouldn't have seen 10 or 20 years ago, and I'd invite the owners, not to speak tonight, but to have the best of luck with your business. And by the way, as a new business owner, you can join the Mount Pearl Paradise Chamber of Commerce basically for the first year for free. The only thing we expect is that once we approve this application, you do open your business, and we wish you the best of luck, right? Further comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Those opposed? That's carried. Good luck.
Thank you, and congratulations on your new business.
Yeah.
Great to see new business open in the city. And number 2 is upgrades to Farrell Drive Pump House. It's an additional environmental services request for a consultant change order, number 1, for hazmat analysis and testing. Good night. The engineering services as well as facility management staff were advised via public works staff that there is existing abandoned underground oil tank located at Farrell Drive Pump House. Yes. Additionally, it was noted by CBCL, the project consultant, that a hazardous material survey would need to be completed at the Farrell Drive Pump House due to the original age of the structure to ensure health risks to be identified and controlled during construction. The recommendation by Planning, Engineering and Development Committee recommends that the project consultant, CBCL, be authorized to proceed with completing a hazmat analysis and testing for the Farrell Drive Pump House in the amount of $23,632.50 HST included. And I so move.
Second.
Moved by Councillor Antle again and second by Councillor Rice. Any questions, comments? Must be done. It's environmental. I'll call the question. All in favor? Contraminded? And that's carried.
Number 3 is the Rich and Nolan and Smallwood Drive pedestrians. So just to be plural, it's pedestrians, there's no intersection. We asked that question last week. Yep. So the underpass structural assessment, below grade assessment of structures. And the request for consultant change order, number 1, is below grade structural assessment. The committee was advised that the Nova consultants have been engaged to complete a structural assessment of the pedestrian underpass structures located on Richard Nolan Drive and Smallwood Drive. As part of the scope of work, the consultant is responsible for conducting a below-grade assessment of these structures. The assessment is crucial for elevating the integrity of the structures below ground level, which is a vital component of their overall structure. The Planning, Engineering and Development Committee recommends approval of the consultant change order number 1, payable to Nova Consultants in the amount of $14,260, HST included, to cover the costs of the excavation and the reinstatement work of both underpasses. This will ensure comprehensive visual inspection of the below-grade portions of the structure, which is imperative for assessing their structural integrity. And I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Antle and seconded by Councillor Rice. Director Batt, why are we doing this work now? I think one of the underpasses was serviced only, I believe the contract, in the eyes of the contractor, was completed last year or the year before. Any little bit of information would be of help, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, these structures have been on our radar for some time now, because the way they're designed is that they're soil structured. They access one unit. So it's imperative to excavate on the outside to know the compaction of the soil, in addition to the visual assessment and the analysis of the structure itself. So this is a very important project that we have to use the funding by the end of the month, and it's important from a safety perspective that we undertake the work.
Okay. Any questions, council? Call the question. All in favor? Contraminded? Carried. Thank you, Director.
Number 4, I'll do all together. It's the building and occupancy permit listings for February the 10th to February 21st, 2025. The Planning, Engineering Development Committee recommends that the residential and commercial building permits issued for this period, having a total construction value of $2,326,600 to be approved. And furthermore, the occupancy permit is to be accepted as presented. And I so move.
Second.
Thank you. You're doing the whole works, are you? All right. The whole works has been a motion by Councillor Antle, a second by Councillor Rice. No wage increases included. All in favor? And those opposed? Carried.
There you go, get them done. Number 5 is the development permit listing for February 10th to the 21st. You see there are 2 there in your kit, and I so move.
Second.
Thank you again, Councillors Antle and Rice. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
And just a quick update on capital works. The maintenance contracts, crack ceiling and CTV video inspection tenders have been issued for tender with closing dates early in March. And that's the committee, that's our report, Your Worship.
Another well-delivered report. Thank you both. Recreation and Community Safety Committee, Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. First on our agenda is a community public safety plan update. So one of the initiatives that we started immediately was the guided walks, which take place on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, similar to the past Safe Seniors walks that we've held. So Tuesday, February the 25th, 5:30 p.m. was the official launch, and the community walks are open to all residents and all ages. So typically they're Tuesdays from 5:30 to 6:30 and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 8:30. And as part of the community safety and well-being plan, we will continue offering and promoting these walks as it will provide residents with an opportunity to connect with their neighbors and the officers that are patrolling the streets. And of course, we look forward to seeing everybody there. But I do want to give an update. Just bear with me for 1 second. There was a change that happened this morning just to one of the walks. So as noted with our committee report, the guided walks at St. David's take place on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So the Wednesday walk will take place this week on March the 5th. However, starting the week of March the 10th, the Wednesday walks will be moved to Thursdays. So this change will be communicated across all social media platforms as well as any cancellations due to weather.
Councillor Antle has a question.
And that's great news because I did get contacted by a seniors group that have an activity on Wednesday evenings that was conflicting with the walk on Wednesday evenings. And they were quite concerned about why they couldn't participate in both. So I'm sure they'll be extremely happy that you changed from Wednesday nights to Thursday nights. Thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Extremely happy.
And I hope just Alice Walsh is listening.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll continue with our committee report. The second one here has to do with the Mount Pearl Marlins, the Swim for Hope, scheduled for March the 7th of 2025. It's going to be held at pools throughout Newfoundland and Labrador, and it will involve a 12-hour continuous swim relay starting at 12 p.m. and ending at 12 a.m. Wow. Funds raised will go to the Cancer Care Foundation and the Mount Pearl Marlins. There are no swimming lessons scheduled for March 7th, Friday, and there will be no impact to regularly scheduled recreational swims. That's just information for our residents and our users of the pool.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
You sure can, please.
Well, there was a time a few years ago, it might have been election year, that council actually put a team in and we swam on, remember the cardboard boats and that? So I'm wondering if committee has taken the lead here and will they be boating or kayaking or swimming as part of the Marathon of Hope?
Well, Mayor, we have a committee meeting tomorrow, and I'll certainly bring it up at our committee meeting tomorrow, and I can report back after that meeting. How's that?
I could call for a vote now. Council would endorse that, I'm pretty sure. But it's a great event, sir. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, and I wish the committee good luck with their discussions.
Okay, thank you. And the next one for us is the Summit Artistic Swimming provincial competition, scheduled from March 28th through to March 30th of 2025. So Artistic Swimming is going to host that competition, as I said. And this is a regional event with teams coming from all throughout the greater metro area. So there's going to be no swimming lessons scheduled during this event. And there's a list of times there in which our recreational swims will be canceled. So Friday, March the 28th, Saturday, March the 29th, Sunday, March the 30th. And rather than go down through all of those, this information is going to be posted throughout the facility, as well as on all of our social media platforms. So just further information there. Another item, Mayor, if I could, just a reminder and a plug that our summer employment applications are now being accepted for day camp and park patrol positions. So again, we encourage anybody interested to visit the city's website to apply. The closing date is March the 14th. and also our Focus on Youth Awards are upcoming. Nominations can be submitted by April the 4th. And again, you can visit the city's website for the nomination package and the forms. And we all know of all the tremendous youth in our city, so we just encourage residents to take some time to nominate the youth of our city for all the great work that they do. And that's it for our committee, Mayor. I thank you.
Well, don't sit down, sir. I thank you both, but the roundtable is about to begin. I think Councillor Fry spoke first last time, so over to you, Councillor Locke.
I'm glad I'm still standing, but I have nothing tonight, Mayor, for the roundtable. Thank you.
So that was a bit of a pre-COVID item, wasn't it, right? Going over now to Councillor Randall.
I only have one other thing to bring up, and I'm sure we'd all say the same thing. I wish Deputy Mayor Nicole Colley the best of luck in her pursuit, in her elected position, even though I remain nonpartisan. I wish her well, and good luck, Nicole. Thank you. That's it for me.
All good, thank you. Over to you, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Worship. I got two items. I also like to, say, good luck to Nicole on her, quest to be MP, and for the, she's seeking a nomination for the party, for the Liberal Party, and when I just want to comment, some people, when they get into municipal politics, there's a stepping stone towards a higher level, whatever their dream or desire might be. So I just want to say, I certainly support Nicole on her journey, and I wish her the best of luck. The second item I have is I just want to. And I'm glad the mayor mentioned this starting off tonight about the tariffs that were certainly put on at 12 o'clock last night. And we had quite a bit of discussion at Corporate Services and Public Works on this, and I'm glad the city has certainly taken a stance against this. And, it's an ongoing it's an ongoing concern for everybody in Canada right now, and Newfoundland and Labrador is no different. And I certainly watched a lot of the comments coming from the Prime Minister today, and a lot of the premiers making statements on how their stance was for their provinces. And it's so good to see them stand together. And it's so good to see the city as well, because on the city's website there now, it's a support local campaign. This is no more important now than ever it has been in the history of Newfoundland and Labrador. In the city of Mount Pearl, I mean, it's so important to start in, not only now, but all the time, to support local. And because these are the businesses that are supporting our sports teams and our arts groups, and everybody that goes looking for funding or money through, if they're doing, a food drive, or they're doing a monetary donation, whatever it may be. But I just want to say it's so important right now for everybody to band together and, go all of us row in one direction. So I'm glad the city is stepping up. Thank you.
Well said. Yeah, top of mind. Very much a big concern in our community and our province and our country. Councillor Lane.
Thank you. I too wanted to wish my colleague, Deputy Mayor Kiley, good luck. And I also wanted to mention that the Mount Pearl Lions Club had their speak off last night. So a huge congratulations to everyone involved. I'm teaching English at O'Donnell this year, so I do know some of the students that participated. The first place winner was Ariana White, second place winner Emily Squires, and third place was Jessica Dwyer. So congratulations to everyone involved, including the winners. Certainly an accomplishment, and I always love to see youth actually get out there and work on public speaking, because I feel like it's kind of a dying thing. So whenever the opportunity presents itself, then I think it's excellent that they have the opportunity to practice that. So that'll be it for me this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. So many people practice public texting more than speaking these days. Hey, over to you, Councillor Fry.
I just have one this evening. And I just want to say congratulations to our Mount Pearl Paradise Skating Club Open Starlights. They are the new national champions. So they competed at the 2025 Skate Canada Cup, and they brought back the top prize. So congratulations. Yeah. Well done. That's it for me, Your Worship.
No, thank you. No gold, no tariff on that gold. So Canada's tariff response started today, with and I think on the 21st of March, there will be more come into effect. One of the issues with buying local, which I laud and I know we all support, is trying to figure out what's local versus, it's all about content at the end of the day. Um, so while we're monitoring the situation and trying to assess based on budget, it seems largely it could be, according to Canada's list, manufactured items coming into the country, and possibly other items like food and that, which is less of an impact. It certainly does on our residents, but not necessarily for us as a city. But one of the things is that we have several contracts that are out there. Usually there's a contract element that suggests that whenever additional taxes, tariffs, and the like come in, may not use the word tariffs, but if that type of fiscal regime changes, there could be escalation. So we're very much aware of that. I would ask our CAO if she would comment, please.
Absolutely. So we've been monitoring the situation pretty closely over the last few weeks. And as you said, absolutely, we're looking at all of our contracts to look at taxes and duties that are outlined contractually. We're looking at the goods and services that are impacted, so anything from flooring tiles to HVAC motors, et cetera, and what that looks like. Our supplier base and having conversations with them around what the flow-through costs may potentially be, and looking just at our expiration dates in any of our tenders and RFPs that are currently in market. So it's a work in progress. We're learning more. Direct to U.S. Purchases last year were in about the $150,000 range, so only about 0.3% of our overall city budget. However, what's unclear at this point in time for us is what our suppliers are paying direct and what those flow-through costs can be. So it is a work in progress. We're not 100% confident yet, but in terms of what the true impact will be, as I think many municipalities are in the same boat right now and just kind of learning more as we go. But I think we're doing all the right things in terms of shop local. We're going to begin enforcing the 10% local prioritization that's in the Public Procurement Act currently. So there's a few things, and we're also talking about it in more detail tonight in Committee of the Whole. So just around strategies that the city can employ. But overall, as you noted, contractually is kind of where we're starting, because we need to really uncover what degrees of certainties we can find in our contracts and mitigate against any of that risk. So at this point in time, more to come, but we're certainly doing what we can with what's in our control.
Yep, thank you very much. And it may take some time to tease it out, but I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say it will have a definite impact on our budget. It's going to likely lower the standard of living in this country a little bit. But from a municipal perspective, wearing just that hat, it's going to be likely cost pressures for us. When we get through the tough times together, we might be better off at the end of the day. It's nice to depend on each other and depend on your friends. And it's not likely we can call the Americans friends at this time or any time in the near future. But hopefully it all come to an end. And I'd also like to echo some of my colleagues and all of us in joining the best wishes for the Deputy Mayor. Best of luck. I think Councillor Rice kind of intimated that I think she's on a happy journey. I think she's always looked forward to becoming, for example, an MHA or a member of Parliament. So we're glad to see that journey is continuing for her. In the meantime, there's 6 of us still here. I'm very confident in all the work that we've done the last 4 years together that we'll be able to easily, without suggesting that, that the Deputy Mayor did not do any work. I really don't mean it that way, but we will make sure the city continues to run for the rest of this year and during the time that she's off. But we want to wish the Deputy Mayor the best of luck. I also want to thank Jennifer Jones for filling in for Recreation and Community Safety tonight, and Rob Skinner filling in for Community Corporate Services. Thank you for coming, and to everybody, happy Shrove Tuesday. We are adjourned. Thank you for a motion from Councillor Fry and Councillor Rice.